CBS 4 investigates housing horrors. They are apartments that appear to be in such deplorable condition, you might wonder who could live there.
But for many families who rent these apartments for an average of $600 a month, it's their only choice. Chief Investigator Michelle Gillen captures their struggle and digs deep to reveal a call for help.
What comes out of the hole?
Rats.
If there's an epicenter in a battle over housing in the city of Miami,
What is that?
where conditions are so unsettling,
These rats come up under the door.
so scarred by neglect,
You cannot have small kids like that living in a such deplorable, health, filthy condition. You cannot.
water leaks, waste, and sewage, it's here.
They won't allow animals to live in this kind of condition, but they allow people to live in this kind of condition, and it's wrong.
6040 Northwest 12th Avenue. Let me point out, this is not public housing.
It's one of 3 privately owned apartment complexes tied to one company that lists this New Jersey home as its mailing address. Calls to the company have not been returned, but that hasn't stopped us from asking questions about this housing complex where mothers say the health risk and stench of mold forces them to have their children do their homework outside.
And you say these are unlivable conditions.
Yes, unlivable condition. That's right.
Nathaniel Wilcox cannot believe what he sees. The president of Pulse, a nonprofit coalition of community organizations and churches, is trying to find housing and help for some of the city's poorest, struggling even under the direct glare of government.
Isn't this like dangerous to have around here? Like a kid could just crawl inside this?
Absolutely. Kids can't crawl in that.
Moms are alarmed.
They can die, they can suffocate.
And it's no secret to authorities. Records show that just one day after my visit, state regulators wrote this up. But days later, the discarded appliances would still be there.
This is how we live in. Somebody help us.
In the shadow of a gleaming downtown high-rise building boom, there's a battle cry on this street. This woman's son hasn't been able to sleep in his bedroom, she says, after his neck was injured when the ceiling fell on him.
Do you even still feel safe underneath this?
Safe? Huh. You can't feel safe under this. That's why I don't have a bed in here.
The fixes, she says, have been superficial. Keeping the rats out is a chore. The inspectors report they just came face to face with them. When we first began our investigation, it turned out that Miami Beverly LLC had been operating this and 2 other Miami properties for more than 2 years with an expired professional license from the state. And on the heels of tenant and advocate complaints over conditions, they just applied and just received licenses weeks ago.
Shut him down!
State Representative Daphne Campbell, who's a registered nurse, has been trying to get action and change for months.
You called the Department of Health and said, hey, there are people here who are inhaling mold, who have had ceilings fall on them.
Feces coming from the 4th floor to the people's kitchen. Department of Health told me that's not their job.
This Friday night, State Representative Campbell and I felt uneasy leaving the property.
And look, they're still here.
That's dangerous.
We're both concerned about just leaving here when you've got appliances that have been written up
2 months.
for 2 months.
We called in to the city's Department of Code, and in minutes, firefighters dispatched by the city arrived to disassemble and clear out those appliances. This evening, a fix at taxpayer expense.
What do you want to have happen here now?
Our city officials and county officials come and live on some of these apartments. Let them live in them for a week and see if some changes will happen.
Now, because of the conditions in these apartments, some tenants have stopped paying their rent and are now subject to legal action by the landlord. Tomorrow, we will be meeting with the city of Miami to get answers on why this is happening and what can be done about it. Back to you.
Wow, Michelle, thank you so much for uncovering that for us.
All right. Well